Why do you believe that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander issues are important for schools?
I believe that school principals and teachers and community members in schools are part of society, part of Australian society, and I and all the colleagues that I have a lot to do with believe that it's really important for us to provide the opportunity for students and teachers in our schools to understand as much as possible about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander history, culture, current perspectives, contemporary issues, because they are part of society. If we take the Prime Minister's recent apology on behalf of Parliament and all the information that's been in the newspapers and the media, it's really reflecting the fact that everyone feels that it's a hot #1 issue. It's on the front page of our daily papers, and it's something that in schools we should be dealing with. To give, not in a big deal project way necessarily, but just to start that series of conversations, opportunities for students and teachers to explore the local Aboriginal community, connect with elders, have an opportunity to understand what it is about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander history that is really ever present around where they live, and to build that into the curriculum in a sequential way, but it's hard. Often people feel that they've got to start with a big deal project or a big deal activity. I think it's best to start small scale with small steps.
What if there are no Indigenous students in a school?
Good question. I think the first answer to that is, how do you know? Because for a lot of school principals, they might look at the records or which families have acknowledged or said, yes, I want to identify and my students are Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander. But there are many families who don't, for whatever reasons. It could be that there is an element of fear of racist underlying issues. For whatever reason, they don't. And what I've found is that in bringing some cultural identity to the school in things around the school, and could be some icons, some paintings or things in the school grounds, all of a sudden everyone starts to identify both Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and students, but also everyone else in the school community start to understand things. And it may seem like a token gesture, but a colleague of mine recently flew the Aboriginal flag at his school for the first time, and he just decided to do it as a first step. And he did talk to his teachers and school council about it, but the first day he was putting his flag up, and a little boy walked across the oval. In this school he thought he had only one Aboriginal student. This little boy, who wasn't that student, didn't even stop. He just walked past the principal, and over his shoulder he said, "That's my flag." And the principal, by the end of a couple of weeks, understood through discussions with teachers and parents saying things that actually there were 8 or more Aboriginal students at his school. So that's one thing, I think, that the majority of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students are scattered in small numbers across schools. Of course, there are those schools with larger numbers. The other thing, I think, is that we need all students, all of our children, to have these experiences and understand what it is to be part of the rich culture and history of this land.
So how would a principal start to do something, to give a lead?
As I said, yes, as I said, I believe it's best to start small and best to start with some discussions. There are many organisations that can help the school principal, for instance, through APAPDC projects such as Dare to Lead. There's lots of access to best practice examples and projects and programs and resources, but I think the best way to start is just having some discussions with teachers in the staff room, at a staff meeting, meeting, at a school council meeting. Find out who the Aboriginal elders are in your community. It may not be really close to the school. It might be somewhere where you can make contact and have a discussion, and not to be scared. It does take a bit of courage to get involved with this stuff, and it's an important first step to just acknowledge, well, I, as a school principal, don't know much about this and I want to find out.
Thank you very much, Cliff.